What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live. We are planning on this being our last live stream, like podcast-wise. Actually, I'm not calling it a podcast anymore. I'm planning on this being the last live stream, live show.
Fix the banner.
Yeah, I fixed the banner. It's still like scuffed, but I don't know. It's still not as nice as I want it, but I'll figure that out. I've been trying to figure out the new channel. I wanted to stream on the new channel. The new Blazers Uprise Live channel, but for whatever reason I couldn't upload custom thumbnails, so I had no idea what the thumbnail was going to be. It was going to be something random, didn't want to mess with that, so I'm still kind of sorting that out at the moment. Setting up a new channel, like, I've done it before, but it's always a process, so I'm working on that. So we're streaming here. I'm making sure my mic's plugged in. I've had a bunch of problems with YouTube, so I'm a little bit frazzled at the moment because I've been trying to sort out YouTube crap, and Twitter's giving me problems with logging into the Blazers Uprise account. I was able to get in there and tweet out the link, but yeah, I'm having a lot of problems with different platforms right now. So the past hour I've just been trying to sort those out, and I haven't had much success. But we're live, so that's good. So what's going on?
And it did send a notification when you went live. So.
Okay, that's good. That's good, because I was thinking it wasn't going to send.
At least to me, yeah.
That's good. I'm going to post the link in Discord as well. If you're not in our Discord server,
I posted it in Discord.
Oh, good job, Eric. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
That's why we have 8 people.
Yeah. No, that's no, I appreciate that, because I've started posting it in Discord. So, if you want in on our Discord server, let me know, and I can post a link.
What's up, Clays? What's up, Tommy? What's up, Portland Maid? What's up, Trevin?
Chilling with the diehards.
Whoever else is in here, say what's up.
Yep.
Chat.
We again, not really anything planned for this podcast. We can talk the draft. We'll just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, because I mean, there's no basketball right now. There's really nothing to plan in terms of a live show at the moment, so we're just chilling.
What's up, Austin Samuels? How's everyone doing? Ready for the weekend? Of same thing that you do during the week, since no one's doing anything.
I know, man. I'm getting sick and tired of this quarantine stuff. Not like the sick and tired where I'm like out there like I'm ready to go protest, because those people are ridiculously stupid in my opinion, but you know, like, gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm getting worn out of this type of stuff, man. Big issue I run into is like trying to get work done in the room. I don't know, like my productivity in this room has just gone down the more I'm in it. I don't know if that's a thing for anybody else, but it's just like when you're always in your room, in your bedroom, it's hard to like work on stuff, because it's just like, I don't know. That's something that's always been my issue. Like I got so used to going to BlackRock, because you know that's my spot. Going to BlackRock and that being the space where like, okay, I go there for 3 hours. That's where I literally just like efficiently dive in and just will knock out like 3 hours of working on stuff. And now it's like here instead, I just can't get into that same like mindset where I'm just attacking stuff I need to do. I don't know. That's what I've been struggling with. You know, I'm human. But I don't know. I was wondering if anybody related to that, to be honest, because I'm feeling cooped up, man.
I have kind of the opposite problem.
What's
like,
that?
I always have kids around, so like it's hard to get anything done because they're always around and doing stuff and wanting to play and stuff. Not that that's bad. I'm not complaining or anything. I'm just saying it's like
they're always popping off in the background.
Yeah.
No, I don't have as good of a reason as that. It's just that cabin fever, man. That cabin fever. Alvaro says, so your 49ers, what were they thinking? But let's not forget about Green Bay. Honestly, I changed my mind on the Niners draft, because I was saying like D- or C- D+, but I trust Shanahan more than I trust myself. You know what I mean? A lot more than I trust myself, and he had Ayuk is the number one receiver. They went out and got him, and then they replaced Buckner. I'm fine with the draft they had. I thought they gave up a little bit too much to go from 31 to 25, but if they were really that in love with Ayuk, then I understand why. It's not something where I'm like, where I don't understand it. So, I mean, they addressed two positions of need. It's not like they went out and pulled a Green Bay and took a quarterback when Aaron Rodgers needs weapons. So they addressed two positions of need. They had three positions of need, I thought, going into the draft. They had cornerback, they had receiver, they had Buckner's spot on the D-line they had to replace. And they addressed two of those, so I was happy with that.
Yeah. What's up, Alvaro? What's up, Dame Dollar? What's up, OJ Mailite? Yeah, I'm still not happy about it.
You wanted Judy or Lamb, huh?
I wanted Judy or Lamb this whole time, and the fact that both of them were there, and then we traded down one spot and picked up a 4th-round pick, and I was like so ecstatic, and it was such a bummer when we didn't take a receiver, and then we trade up to get a different receiver later that might have still been on the board probably with 31. It was just frustrating to me.
Yeah, I mean the fact that
and if he wasn't like Higgins and I'm blanking on the name, the dude from USC, and yeah, there was other receivers that would have been there too. This draft is super deep for receivers. I just thought those two that we could have gotten at 14 were miles ahead of anyone else.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the prevailing thought, but then I feel like Ayuk could end up just being insanely good, and we look back like that was another, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch pick that they absolutely nailed. I don't know, because I mean they're that in there. They said what, that he was the number one receiver on the board for them. So it was definitely a target.
That's crazy to me because I don't know. I'm getting vibes of when they traded up and took Dante Pettis ahead of like Gallup, and I think there was a couple other good receivers still on the board, and they gave up way too much. They probably could have stayed where they were at and still gotten Pettis. I felt like that's 31. I don't see especially the way the draft played out. I know it's a little bit of hindsight, but I don't see any of those teams taking a receiver there. And if it was, it might not have been Ayuk anyway. So
yeah. So anyway, at least we didn't Green Bay it though. I don't even know how we could have Green Bayed it, because they were in a unique position where it was like, are they finally going to help Aaron Rodgers? Are they finally going to get him a weapon? They never get him a weapon. That was talked about so much going into this draft. So that combined with them taking a QB, I was laughing my ass off after that pick.
Well, that would have been like us trading up and taking Jordan Love. Like, it wouldn't have made a lot of sense when we're already paying.
But like,
and we have other holes.
Yeah, but like we got like Garoppolo. It's not like we've screwed him over for 15 years by not getting him enough weapons or whatever. I mean, like Rodgers used to have. When he had Cobb and Jordy Nelson, and I forget who the tight end was. I believe the tight end was pretty good at the time too. I forget. But he used to have some. I used to have some weapons, so it used to not be an area of need. But it's such a glaring area of need outside of Devontae Adams. Their receivers are not impressive at all. Jimmy Graham left, if I recall correctly. So yeah, he just doesn't have the weapon. You gotta help the man out.
If you're gonna do stuff like that, like even you say getting him weapons, but like even pumping up the defense so it's so good you don't need a good offense, that helps him too. And they didn't even do that. Like, I know the defense was better last year, but yeah, I don't understand that pick at all. I mean, yeah, you want to get ready for the future, but it's questionable whether Jordan loves that guy, and to trade up to get him with all those receivers on the board is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I had the feeling, I'm like, okay, this is going to be, they're finally going to draft a skill player in the first round, which I think they haven't done in 15 years or something crazy. So I was like, okay, they're finally going to do it. And then, and then I was shocked. So that was funny, man. Other than that, I don't really follow college football. So a lot of these players I don't know. If this was the NBA draft, I could give you a pick-by-pick breakdown of the way they fit in the team and the player and all that. Like, you know, that'll be a completely different beast when we're recapping that. That'll be a lot of fun to have a live podcast to recap that, because we weren't doing podcasts. I keep saying podcast, a live show, because I'm trying to change the branding on it. We didn't do anything live like after the draft. We had the draft live stream, and then we were just, okay, we're done. And we streamed for 4 hours, and it felt so long, and it's so funny that like that's like that we really like thought that was so long, and that my voice was so sore. Like, I have the stream stamina now, so.
It kind of be an analogy to me would be, if you know how I traded up from 14 to 7 in our mock-off season?
Yeah.
Like, if I did that and took the guy I was going to take at 14 at 7 and didn't need to trade up to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like my analogy. So
it was like Patrick Williams or someone.
Like, yeah, I understand that was your guy and you wanted him, or like the Giants taking Daniel Jones last year when they could have traded down and picked up another second round pick probably and still gotten Daniel Jones much later in the draft. That's the only problem with me, is like you're kind of wasting draft assets when you don't have a lot of capital for draft picks this year to do that. So yeah, that's the only frustrating part for me.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, that pick is going to be graded out based on how good he
how they
is,
do.
You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So
if he's a stud and Judy and Lamb are horrible, then it'll play out. And if Kinlaw's a beast, then we got that line taken care of again. I think the line was going to be fine either way, but yeah, if Lamb or Judy is one of the next big like superstar receivers, though, that's going to be questionable for the rest of their careers.
Alvaro says he likes the Seahawks pick, but I didn't even know who the guy was. That's the thing. I don't follow college football like that.
Yeah, Seahawks do that. They always do this. They either trade out and just pick up a bunch of picks and then, you know, add quantity over quality, or they take someone way too high. So like that dude had like a late second, early third round grade that they took in the first round. Mm-hmm. And so a little bit of a reach. The Raiders reached on one of their pick, but other than that, it was pretty. I didn't think anything else was too crazy. Want to say what's up to a few more people. Russell, first round exit. Westbrook's in here. Dave Gibson's in here. What's up, guys? And my mom's in here.
Shout out to your mom.
Hi, Mom.
Justin Herbert I wanted to say San Diego. I still want to say San Diego. Justin Herbert in LA is going to be interesting.
They should move back to San Diego.
I know. It's stupid that they're in LA. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, quarterbacks I pay attention to more in other positions, but I'm still not like well versed enough on these guys to really like give a educated opinion. It's completely different for me with football than it is for me in basketball. You know, I'd be very opinionated if I will like watch college football like I do, you know, college basketball, that type of stuff. But it's also easier to scout college basketball, I feel like, than just to scout football. Football's tough to scout, man.
You're scouting like 30 people per team, and there's like over 100 teams.
Yeah, a bunch of different positions that do different things. Yeah.
Like in college basketball, you could rule out like half the teams from having any pro prospects, but like there was just some person taken from a university I've never heard of,
Neal College or something. Yeah. So
what's up, Ben Hewitt? He says, "What about me, Eric?" I hadn't seen you comment in the chat, so how did I know you were in here?
He hadn't. He just expected you. I'm
just supposed to know that you're here. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Where do you think he's getting these names from? He's reading them off the chat, man.
Yeah, I said that earlier, that if you were in here watching, to say hi in the chat so I could shout you out, but I don't know who's in the chat without them commenting. I think Herbert, though, San Diego has some weapons. They've kind of rebuilt their offensive line this offseason, so I thought that was, of the bad teams, that was probably one of the better places he could go. But yeah, who knows? He's very polarizing, even with Duck fans, because it's more built on like his, like, people salivate over his like size and arm strength and stuff, not necessarily what he does with that. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get over some of the mental aspects that are lacking in his game.
Yep. So
what's up, Alex Wolf?
So
what's up, Scalabrini?
Let's transition, talk about the mock off season, since we got a bunch of mock off season people in here.
All right.
I got snaked today via trade, man. So I was ranting to Eric a little bit about this. Leo isn't in here, but yeah. So I super frustrated with people who are like, yeah, I'll do that deal, and then you like sort out the salaries, you sort out a final package, you sort all that out, and then once you like say like, okay, do we agree on this final package, you actually get like actually never mind, I don't know why I said yes, like after sorting out the whole entire trade package. That's what I had to deal with today in my mock off season. So yeah, if you guys want DeMar DeRozan, let me know. He was getting a good deal too. Like, he needs another like top tier player. I think DeRozan actually fits in there with Minnesota. You know, you got shooting around him. Karl Anthony Towns can shoot at the center position. You got D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell and him aren't a great fit, but I think DeRozan and Towns is a great fit. Eric, stop shaking your head, bro. That's my honest opinion. Like, you need floor spacing around DeMar DeRozan. He's, you know, good working out of the pick and roll, especially with a big that can pop out. You know, Karl Anthony Towns maybe the best pick and pop threat of a center in the entire league. 40+% 3-point shooter. Yeah. So honestly, I think Towns and DeRozan are really good fits next to each other. D'Angelo Russell and DeRozan, I don't think they're great fits together. D'Angelo Russell doesn't really fit with a lot of people, though. You know what I mean? D'Angelo Russell's one of those guys that's like really hard to fit in to a lot of lineups, just because he can't defend. He needs the ball in his hands. He's not like a good shooter. Those types of players are tough to fit in when they're point guards, because usually you expect your point guards to be good shooters. So like you can kind of live with that with like like Jimmy Butler type wing, can't shoot, but he does a lot of other things, and he's a, you know, wing instead of a guard. But a guard is tough to fit in. So I don't even want to hear your opinion. You out here shaking your head, man.
Well, real quick before I forget, People's Mix, answer your Discord messages, please. I'm trying to talk to you about some decisions you have to make for the 76ers, and you haven't been responding. But what's up, man?
I appreciate the $2 dono with the trade. That's the way to get your trade rumors or trade talk seen. You highlight it in blue with the donation. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. He wants Reggie Bullock, or wants us to know Reggie Bullock is available, only wants a second top 50 protected. Not a lot of teams can take on salary until the new league starts, and even then, not a lot of them can either. But yeah. But yeah, that was... I admire the effort on the sales pitch there. It's funny.
It wasn't even a sales pitch. That's my honest opinion. I'm not lying. Like, that's literally my honest opinion. I literally said he's not a great fit with one of the guys on the team, but I think he's a really good fit with another guy on the team. So it's not a sales pitch. It's not like being biased or whatever. The People's Mix, man. Why you been MIA, bro? Where you been, bro? You went out and made like 11 trades in 2 days. Now you MIA, trying to steal our Discord members for your own damn Discord. And then you go MIA on us, man. Killing me with that, bro. Betrayal. Literally just trying to steal our clout, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. We don't got clout. We got 16 viewers.
Betrayal, says Alex.
Betrayal, man. He betrayed us. He started his own Discord, messaged everybody. I was like, I'm not going to let you advertise it in here. And then, yo, where do I make decisions?
Oh my
Check your
God, are you
messages.
serious?
He literally just said, bro. Didn't Eric just said check your messages? People don't.
No.
I mean, like, that's the thing. If like one person doesn't listen once, to them it's like, oh, I only like misheard you or didn't listen once. But when you have 30 people that all like do it once, it's like, oh my God. And with this thing, people, I swear, stuff goes in one ear, out the other. Eric will say, you need to make your team decisions, check your messages. And like the message Eric will have said is basically like how he makes his team decisions, and then, oh, how do I make them?
All right, we need to have a Discord back and forth where I ask you questions. That's why I asked you, do you have some time where we can hash this out? So you just have to respond like, yes, this is when I'll be available, or this is like, just shoot them to me and I'll answer them when I can, or whatever.
Yeah, just gotta message my man back. Why are you leaving him hanging, bro? Come on. Come on, People's Mix. We gotta get him... Next month we have... we're gonna get that finished by next month. But next month he gets the chance to go on the stream, so... there you go. There's your time. The thing is, people have been killing it, too. People have been killing it. Like, I'm surprised it's getting done as fast as it's been getting done. Like, we got, what, 5 teams left to sort out?
That's because the last 4 days, every minute of my life has been spent.
Really? Yeah. I figured. It's always a grind to, like, set this part of it up.
Yeah.
But, like, after free agency, like, the in-season simulation, you're just gonna be able to chill. Yeah. That's where my work comes in. So that's where I step up to the plate and start lifting some weight. I didn't. That's a line in my track that I'm gonna draw.
Speaking of weights, Alex Wolf offered 2 shake weights for DeMar DeRozan. Take it or leave it. 2
shake weights.
You could probably use those while you're in quarantine.
You think I'm a shake waiter? You think I'm one of those?
What's up, Destrom, by the way?
Is this the last stream on this channel? Hopefully, unless I can't like figure out how to upload custom thumbnails. I don't know why that's a thing. Like, I can go live on my new channel, but I can't upload a custom thumbnail. Like, why can't I do that? I don't get that. I don't understand what I have to do to like be able to do that. So I have to sort that out.
Tommy's always posting the little eye emojis.
Tommy loves the
eye
emojis.
Something's about to go down.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to our new channel, we are going to switch our streams over. Hopefully starting Monday to Blazers Uprise Live, which is going to be just a live streaming channel, and I want to do videos on here. Still got to get back to that video grind. Like I've said, like literally for 2 months where I haven't dropped shit. I am looking for an editor also. If somebody wants to help me edit, it's not even necessarily that I need the help, but like it'd be helpful at the same time, and not paid, but like a year, if you like consistently help me, you'll get the opportunity a year from now. If like everything breaks right with some of my business plans, you'll get the opportunity to like actually make some decent money editing, and I can have you sign a non-disclosure agreement. I can tell you my business plans if you sign the non-disclosure agreement, if you want to edit for me and you want to know like what I have planned that you could possibly be brought into the loop on. I don't know. So yeah, if any of you like know how to edit or have experience editing, then
Ben Hewitt said he would do it for free.
Do you have I'd appreciate that, but do you have experience? Because that's the thing, is like I just want to make sure somebody like knows what they're doing. Offer them position as a mod. Yeah, anybody, if I end up having somebody that consistently helps me edit, they'll be like a mod and you'll get like status. But I figured with quarantine, people got a lot of free time and maybe somebody would want to help. Somebody would enjoy that, get paid in the future once I get what I'm trying to do off the ground, which takes a hit. The longer there's no fans, the more that takes a hit. The more I basically have to push that off at this point, and I can't even tell you guys what it is. So y'all don't even know. Because I'm secretive. Do it for Cole's cash.
Trevin says you're telling us too much.
I mean, like, some of you might be able to kind of guess what I have planned, but, like...
You pretty much spilled some of it that one stream.
I don't even remember. What do you think what do you think my plan is, Trevin? Let's hear it, bro. I ain't gonna tell you if you're right or if you're wrong. You can tell us it's 15 people. You never know who's watching. That's what I've always realized.
People's Mix has OnlyFans. We already know, bro.
Actually,
he's
honestly,
talking about something new, not something he's been doing.
Yeah, honestly, like, I probably could, because a lot of it is going to be, like, a lot of the success will hinge on, on like stuff that I wouldn't release. Like, I could probably give you guys an overview, to be honest, but I want to hear Trevin guess it. Because I've been working on this for over a year, just the plan, just trying to literally troubleshoot anything I could run into, setting up, like, legal stuff, or setting up the plan to make sure, like, everything's registered. Yeah, but at this point, Clay's is convincing me, because it's only 14, and I know you guys are diehards. Basically... no, I don't even know why I showed that Russell. But basically, okay, so I'm gonna tell you, like, basically just the overview, very rough summary. I want to start a network covering the NBA, like, with other people doing what we've done for the Blazers. Basically, that is the overview. I'm not gonna get any more into depth, because it's a lot more in depth with that. But that is like my business plan. So yeah, that's like as much as I can tell you without like getting more into it, if that makes sense. So that's the thing. The editor, you know, if you help me and I'm able to get that off the ground, I'll have something set up where people can offer, you know, a payment if you edit or whatever. I don't know how to explain it without giving too much away. But yeah, no, I'm putting a lot of work behind the scenes, because there's like a lot of legal stuff with it, and there's a lot of like just trying to set up the accounting, trying to set up all the management, trying to just stay organized with it. So quit playing with your mic, man. I'm too fidgety right now, man. And I'm trying to muffle what I'm saying, because I probably shouldn't be telling you. But you out here convincing me to tell you stuff I probably shouldn't be telling you, bro.
Hey, you didn't have to. No, that's not on any of them.
I don't care. Just like if I said too much and somebody with like more resources than I do heard it, they could take it, do it how I want to do it, and then I wouldn't have like anywhere near the chance of success as I would being the first person to try and do it. But like I very highly doubt anybody like that's watching. So I think I'm good. Especially since I didn't like title it related anything to the NBA. Sue them, LOL. Yeah, I don't know if I could. But that's why I have a non-disclosure agreement. So anybody I work with on it, anybody I interview for it, you know, anybody that I'm trying to hire. Have I trademarked anything as of yet? I've trademarked, I don't remember, because I worked on some trademarks like 6 months ago. I have to go back and look and like make sure I have that all set up. But nah, so it'd hopefully be something cool. It wouldn't. I can't. Like, I'm excited for it, so I want to talk about it. I wish I could just tell you guys all the ideas I have for it, but I can't. But like, I wish I could, because I'm excited for what I have planned, to be honest. But the problem is the same coronavirus is kind of putting a wrench in that, because I wanted to be further than I am right now, and it's kind of like, do I just wait for this to blow over, or what do I do at the moment? You know, it's. I have a good friend at the patent office if you need anything there. Is it in Oregon though? Because like I'm registering everything in Washington. Do it in the Discord voice channel. That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea, and I could get some feedback from y'all. Shout out Ben Hewitt for the $2 in Australian currency. I think that is. It's $2. Shout out to Ben Hewitt for $2.
Australian cronies today.
Australian cronies is it?
I'm just kidding.
Cronies.
Norwegian cronies.
Where has Jakob been? National Patent Office in DC. He's from Vancouver originally. Okay. I'm maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to like not have to register anything on a federal level just to avoid how I don't know. I'm just trying to keep everything on the state level, so you know, independent contractor, you know, that type of stuff. I don't want to say too much, but I'm just trying to set everything up so I don't have to deal with registering stuff on a federal level. Especially since I'm going to have to register multiple businesses when I really get into it.
Is Jakob on Discord?
I don't think so. Maybe, actually. I don't know. There's a lot of like general people on there that like never post anything.
If you're watching this later, Jakob, come on, man. Join Discord.
Jakob.
Join the party.
Jakob Hauge. Tori, you should get a receptionist. What, like a cute little receptionist to work the phones? If I had an office, yeah. If I had an office. Honestly, it'd be cool to like get to the point where I could have an office, but obviously this is all futuristic stuff. I'm literally sitting here like, oh, I want to release more videos. Still only releasing one video a month, but still being ambitious about other stuff that's a lot more work than releasing more videos. Oh, man. Discord been a little dead recently. Yeah, when we get into free agency, I think the mock off-season part will pick back up. But in terms of people that aren't participating in the mock off-season, it's been dead. Like, there's a lot of people that have joined it that don't post. And I'm not even sure if they really watch anything. No, I did not mean Eric by my cute receptionist. Nope, wasn't Eric. Sorry, Eric.
Sorry. I don't have time to receptionist anymore.
You guys can ask us questions or something. We're just shooting the shit right now.
But yeah, back to free agency, and our mock-off season should start early this coming week sometime. And we'll give you all the details in there. I'll message each person individually with the details too. That way I won't get anyone saying I didn't tell them exactly what was going on or how to apply for free agents and stuff. Yeah. But we'll see how many people participate in that. It only really works if everyone actually tries in free agency. If you got people that, if like 10 of the teams aren't even offering any free agents at all, then it kind of ruins it, because then the 20 people who are might get someone that they normally wouldn't get because not all the teams are offering. So I would appreciate it if everyone who was in the mock-off season actually participated. I'm pretty sure most of you that are in here right now are the ones that will be participating, but yeah.
Yep. Worst offseason ever for the Blazers in real life? You mean last offseason? 2016 was far worse.
I think he's asking you what you think the worst offseason was.
Oh, yeah. 2016 was tragic. Set us back multiple years, man. You gonna pay back all your Patreon donors once you're rich? Hey man, if I ever got like rich, all the people that showed me support, like the diehard fans, maybe would have a little something for them. Like, you know, there's like I feel like there's a core group of like 50 people which are like the diehard fans of the channel. 40, 50 people, something like that. Even though we got 2,700 subs, there's like 50 people that are like the diehard people that really stick with us.
In a sneaky way, I almost want to say 2015 offseason, because if we would have re-signed Aldridge, then we wouldn't have had all that cap space the next year, and so like that wouldn't have happened.
True.
So
True.
We would have like probably kept Rolo or like maybe Wes and those kind of guys,
I also think Aldridge was horribly overrated when he was here. At the time, I was too biased, but looking back on it, I mean, the guy. I wouldn't say he was a good defender. I gotta stop playing with my mic. I'm too fidgety with it. He wasn't a good defender. He wasn't efficient. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't a 3-point shooter. Like, he could shoot mid-range, but his spacing wasn't the best at the 4. So, like, him leaving helped Dame become what he is now. You know what I mean? So that's why I wouldn't say 2015. Because if Aldridge stays, who knows, like, if Dame's still, you know, the following season, following couple years, if he's just a like 21, 22 point per game guy because they're running so much stuff through Aldridge, even though he's not super efficient. You know what I mean? Like, whereas Aldridge leaves and then Dame gets 25 a game, 27 a game, has to learn how to be like that guy that guys are attacking constantly. You know what I mean? I think it accelerated Dame's growth into what he is now. He's obviously still be an all-star, could be a 25 point per game guy right now, but he had to have he had to have multiple years of just getting insanely trapped in the playoffs, and just a ton of attention spent on him and a ton of effort from opposing defenses to slow him down, and he had to learn how to beat that. And I feel like the past year or so in real time, not just the past season, but like last year's playoffs, and then this season, he like finally got to the point where he could handle whatever was thrown at him. Even if a defense threw a ton at him, he could handle it and he could excel in the face of it. I mean, you look at that run where he went on, where he was carrying the team with, you know, a depleted roster, not much talent around him. Teams were going at him defensively, and he was still dropping 50 points per game. You know, like, I think he needed the failure before to get to that point. And if Aldridge stayed, he probably wouldn't have had to deal with that type of attention. He wouldn't have been put in a position where he would fail because he's getting ganged up on, and then it wouldn't have helped him grow into what he is.
See, I completely disagree with that. I think guys like Lillard are so special that they'll reach that point whether you put obstacles in their way or not. So I think he was destined to blow up starting basically that next year, when it was becoming more and more obvious that he was the better player than Aldridge, that they would have started to shape the offense a little differently. But
maybe, but you know Terry Stotts is stubborn, man. You know he's stubborn to change.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't really have a good series, the Memphis series. So yeah, I don't know how having a player that takes some focus on him means that he'd be worse. I don't know. I just don't see that the same way.
I don't think he'd be as good as he is right now.
I kind of get the thinking that Aldridge was kind of a ball stopper and kind of freed up the offense for Dame. I do believe that. I just don't know if it would have changed the career arc of Damian at all. I think he was going to be really good.
I think to get good at dealing with double teams out near half court, to getting blitzed hard on the pick and roll, to be able to like exploit that and to be able to succeed against that, I think you have to deal with that for a period of time to learn from experience in order to deal with those types of defenses, because those types of defenses are probably the hardest to handle for a point guard when you got when you're getting trapped every time you come off pick and roll, especially when you're a guy like Dame who lives on the pick and roll and thrives in the pick and roll, and you're getting that taken away from you because you're getting trapped hard, especially in the playoffs, since you can get away with more, you can be a little bit more physical. Like, you could say, okay, you know, him struggling a couple of playoff series, you know, after Aldridge left, him struggling in those series was just like him, you know, his career arc, you know, and he would have gotten there regardless. I think it was he had to learn how to deal with those types of defenses through failing against them, through his mistakes, you know, because that's the best way to learn, in my opinion, is to learn from experience and to learn from your mistakes.
But he didn't, though. The last playoff series, he got double teamed and got completely taken out of the series.
But what I say to that is he, one, didn't force against it. Okay, because that's your first reaction, I feel like, as a player like him, when you're the alpha dog and you're getting double teamed, you're getting trapped like that, is you try too hard to exploit it and make things happen. I thought he made the right decisions when it was thrown at him, and I don't think he turned the ball over that much at all against it, like he did in the previous series against the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, yeah, Denver series he didn't play that well, but I felt like he made all the right decisions, and a lot of times he got the ball out of those double teams quickly enough where a guy like Rodney Hood would have a lot of space to attack. A guy like CJ McCollum would have a lot of space to attack because the defense was extended on Dame. So I honestly thought he handled it a lot. Am I? Bro, what the?
Yep, you're right.
We actually got some good basketball discussion, and we're lagging right now. I'm ruining my... Maybe I'll go live later tonight. I don't know. I might just out of boredom go live later tonight. If you want to say.
So it's kind of back and then gone.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, man.
We good now?
I don't think so.
I see it on there. Good, yo. People are saying it's good.
Freaking internet, man. I don't get it. I mean, I don't have confidence that's going to remain good.
How is lag good?
Lag is good now? Oh, is it?
That doesn't make sense. Any lag is bad.
Yes, lag is not good now. No, it's still bad. No, I get what you mean. Anyway, as I was saying, because that was actually a really good basketball conversation. Of course, it hits right in the middle of our first good basketball conversation in months, which is a bit of an exaggeration, but his stats might not have been super impressive in some games last season, but I don't think that truly reflects like how well he was handling the trap. For the reasons I stated before I lagged. I don't know if you remember my talking point there and want to respond to it. Or...
Yeah. Well, see, I think as Dame got better, he would have gotten trapped whether Aldridge was on the team or not, because Aldridge isn't really a trap outlet type big, if that makes sense.
He is when he's popping to, out to 18 feet.
But, like, it wouldn't have changed us running pick and roll at half court and stuff against the Pelicans and things like that. So Dame still would have gotten trapped. We play a lot of teams that try to take away the opposing team's point guard too. So I think he still would have gotten trapped a lot in series as he got better. And if they didn't, he would have made them pay. So they would have eventually had to have trapped. I just think he's that good to where he would have gotten trapped regardless. And your point about handling it better, yeah, I can maybe see that he was handling the traps a little better, but you also mentioned that Stotts doesn't change, and so he hasn't really done anything to help Dame alleviate those concerns either. And if you say that Aldridge would have been a good outlet for those traps, then you're kind of contradicting them not being able to trap with him only getting better because he was trapped. Those two kind of contradict each other, I think, a little bit.
I'm confused on how that contradicts.
Well, I mean, are you talking about like the Blazers not being as good of a team overall because Dame wasn't as good, or are you talking about they would have been better because Aldridge was there?
I have no idea what you're trying to ask me right now. Would they have been better? I don't think Dame. The only thing I think is Dame wouldn't be as good as he is now if Aldridge stayed. My counterpoint to like, New Orleans still would have trapped is if we still had Aldridge, a big part of our we wouldn't be as pick and roll heavy. We wouldn't have been as pick and roll reliant. We wouldn't have been as reliant on Dame. Especially like if we had CJ and Aldridge, we wouldn't have been as reliant on Dame. Dame wouldn't have that responsibility. Dame wouldn't have to, that I feel like part of the reason he gets so much attention is because of how much responsibility we place on his shoulders. So teams are trying to cut off the head of the snake. And honestly, if we're struggling with that, if we play against the New Orleans Pelicans, we have LaMarcus Aldridge and Dame is struggling in that, against that trapping pick and roll defense, we adjust far quicker to, okay, let's just throw the ball into Aldridge and let everything run from there. Like, instead of Dame having to deal with it over and over and over and over again because we're so over-reliant on him and so pick and roll heavy after Aldridge left.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. Because basically what you're saying is that Dame only got really good because he didn't have outlets.
Not only got really good. He still would have been really good. I don't think he would have been as good as he is.
He's only elite because of those traps, right?
I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't be elite without those traps. I'm saying he wouldn't be as good as he is right now if Aldridge stayed.
So basically, to me, that's saying that you're basically saying if Dame doesn't have the focus on a defense, he wouldn't make them pay the same way he does now because he wouldn't have had the focus of the defense. Like, that's confusing to me.
You're completely I feel like you're completely you're looking into this the wrong way, which probably means I'm not doing a good job explaining it. Yeah, but he wouldn't be as good of a player. That is what I'm saying.
I think Dame would be even better if he didn't have 100% of the focus on defense in those series. He would have killed all those series.
He would have played better, but as a player himself. I'm not talking about necessarily his performance in that series would have been better. I'm saying him as a player right now in this present time, he wouldn't have been as good of a basketball player than he, I don't think he would.
I 100% disagree with that. That's all I'll say.
Dealing with tough situations as an athlete, I feel like is the number one thing that makes you get better when you're basically forced to adapt to a tough situation. I think Dame was forced to adapt to getting trapped constantly because we relied on pick and roll and relied on running the ball through him so heavily. Whereas if he had, a guy like Aldridge, and we had a guy like Aldridge where, okay, Dame gets trapped a couple times, struggles with it a little bit, we could just dump it down to the low post and run everything through Aldridge. Okay, he can go one-on-one, or if they double, then we'll just kick and swing like we normally do. I don't think Dame would be as good because he wouldn't have been forced to learn on the job, learn how to deal with. I disagree with that, but he ain't bad.
Hey, we're back.
Next time it happens, I'm going to just sign off the stream. Next time that lag happens. Because that's frustrating. Because every time I go to make a point, it's happening. It is triggering. Because I'm about to wrap up my point and wait for Eric to respond, and then nope. It just completely lags out. But so here's my question. Let me like pick this back up with a question, because this is a good debate. Like, so let me make a little bit of a point, then ask a question based off of it. So Dame had to deal with so many trapping defenses before he started to figure it out. Do you think he would have figured out those trapping defenses without having to deal with them over and over and over and over again, to the extent that he dealt with them by not having a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge?
Well, I disagree that he's dealt with them. I haven't seen much improvement with that, other than the fact that he's just so good he can overcome it. So I don't really feel the same way that you do. And I think that's more of a coaching thing than a player thing.
Oh, definitely.
And as to learning through the fire and having to go through that to get better, I think the playoffs are tough enough as they are, to where you would learn from playing tough series and matchups and stuff like that. Because they would have gotten farther in the playoffs if they had a better team that didn't. If you couldn't trap Dame, he would have had much better performances in the playoffs, and we'd probably win several more series than we did. So I just think that it would just be in a different way, I guess, from him getting better. But I just think there's certain type of people, like Kobe is a good example of this, to where he was going to be good no matter who his teammates were or what happened in the league, because he was going to put in the effort to be better. And I don't think, like his rookie year, airballing all those threes in the series against Utah, that makes him better, because that makes him that much hungrier to succeed in the offseason and stuff like that. But I just think, like, whether Dame got trapped or not, he would have worked really hard on trying to get better in that regard, whether he had Aldridge as a teammate or not.
I mean, he would have worked on it. I just think the experience that he has is valuable, and just the ending point is, I do think he's gotten better in a lot of like subtle ways at handling traps, because I swear, like, looking back at that Pelicans series, once again, he was put in a tough spot. Terry Stotts didn't put him in a good spot when you run pick and roll at half court constantly. Can't really blame the player that much, but too often he would try and like split the trap when the split wasn't there. Too often he'd try and dribble down, like create contact into one of the trapping defenders to try and create some space, and then try and make a play off of that, and that wouldn't work. Instead of like back dribbling, creating space to hit an outlet, or like, hitting his outlet because he knows the trap is coming, and then hitting hitting the swing fast while the trap is coming, where, that Pelican series, he might have taken another dribble and then that pass wouldn't have been there. Like, subtle things like that is, I feel like, how he's improved at dealing with traps and dealing with those double teams off pick and rolls, that I feel like he got better at because of the experience he had, that he might not have, gotten to that point if he didn't have the experience of failure. That's just like my lasting point from it.
Well, he obviously said he watched like hours and hours of film by himself trying to figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. But so maybe he doesn't do that if he doesn't have the Pelican series. But in my opinion, he was better because OKC and Denver didn't really have the right personnel or the right game plan to trap him in the correct positions. And so he was better by default because those teams weren't attacking the same way or didn't have an Anthony Davis to trap him. And then the minute we get in a series against a team that does know how to trap and play, completely take him out of a series, he was back to not doing well again. So
the Warriors?
So I'm not convinced that he has learned anything other than we played 2 series that he didn't get trapped again. And so, until I see him play another series against a team that all out traps him and he does perform better, I don't know how you can say he's improved or even subtly.
Honestly, for a guy like him with his size, I feel like it's almost impossible to perform well against trapping defenses like that. Like, performing well in that situation is setting up your teammates in a position to exploit the defense being extended on you. And I do think he's gotten a lot better at that. Maybe it's been so long. Because I swear you were saying that. I swear you were saying that last. I swear you were saying that last year.
No, I've always had the point that Stotts does a horrible job. Dame's gotten a little better, but you don't see it during the regular season because most teams don't have specific game plans. They're more like Stotts, to where, you have the same game plan no matter what the team is, and you just go through the season. And then once you get to the playoffs, you have to adjust and take certain players out. So this goes back to my whole point, where wouldn't it be better if Dame wasn't getting trapped then, if he had an outlet like Aldridge? Then he wouldn't even have to worry about the traps.
It'd be better for sure, but I don't think he'd be a better player because I don't think he'd be as good at dealing with traps. I think everything else, skill-wise, might be the same, but he wouldn't be as better being the surefire, clear-cut number one guy.
See, the reason why I think he's better at dealing with traps, maybe in your mind, is because he's extended his range without a pick. So the defender has to guard him further out on the court now. So maybe he doesn't extend his range out, but I have a feeling Dame would have extended his range.
I disagree with that because New Orleans was trapping up court far. You know what I mean?
But if you dribble up and you have no pick, it's just Dame and Drew Holiday, whoever's guarding him, and Dame, Ed Davis doesn't come and try to set a pick at half court, then Anthony Davis is either coming at him like we tried to double Luka, it's totally obvious he's going to double, and then you just don't have Dame bring the ball up. There's ways to combat that, play him more off the ball, whatever. But to me, this season, during the regular season, he started hitting shots to where if you brought a double team, he could still shoot from 35 feet before the double team even got there, or he could recognize that the double team was coming and get around that. Whereas if you bring a double team or a pick to him, that's much easier to double team and he can't get a shot off as easy. So I just feel like he's done stuff in his game to avoid traps, if that makes sense. Not necessarily that he's better at handling them, because if Anthony Davis comes and traps him and Drew Holiday is guarding him, I don't feel like he's any better now equipped to do that than he was 2 years ago.
When you look at the Golden State Warriors series and the Pelican series, you're talking about, when Dame faces a team that really knows how to trap in Golden State, he struggles. I think the proof that he played better is look how much better the team played. Look how much better our offense was against Golden State. All those games were close. You look at that Pelican series, we were getting manhandled by a worse team with the Pelicans. We go up against Golden State, we're dealing with the same level of traps. Our offense functioned in a way that it didn't function against New Orleans Pelicans. And again, I go back to this, maybe, I don't know. I mean, we'd have to watch the film back, but I broke down a lot of film, in True Blazer fan. Maybe I could bring that and maybe show some things that I kind of remember. I just feel like he's gotten a lot better at a lot of subtle things dealing with traps.
How do you explain before the Pelican series, 2 years before that, the Blazers playing the Warriors close then in the second round? When they didn't have a good team.
I don't remember them playing them particularly close, but I also don't remember the Warriors trapping the same way they trapped in the Western Conference Finals. I don't think the Warriors really took us seriously at all. They didn't sell out like how the Pelicans did.
That was the series that most people said was the most competitive 4-1 series ever. We led most of the series.
We lost in 5 games.
Yeah.
I don't think they took it seriously. You look at our team that year.
We got swept last time.
Yeah, but you look at... I think they took us seriously last year. Because we were in the Western Conference Finals. We had a lot more talent last year.
They didn't take us seriously in the first half of any of those games. And the minute they took us seriously, they blew us out in the second half of every one. So,
no, I think I disagree with that 100%. I don't think they took us that seriously in that 4-1 matchup. You look at who we had on that roster. I don't remember if we were still starting Noah Vonleh at that point, but we're starting. I think we had switched over. Yeah, we switched over to Harkless and Aminu. But like Harkless, Aminu, Mason Plumlee. It was Dame's first year without Aldridge. Like, I don't know. And they were without Steph Curry for the first, 3 games of that series. Like, that's going to play a major factor there. Yeah, they were without him for the first, because he returned game 4. Steph is the one who makes that chip. They were without Durant and Steph. They didn't have Steph until game 4, because I remember Steph came back after missing a ton of time and just absolutely killed us, and we lost game 4. Because I was at that game. I was at the game that Steph returned, and we were trying to tie it up, go 2-2. So more than half that series was played without Steph Curry, and we were still losing to them when it was like Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Sean Livingston, Draymond Green, Andrew Bogut. I think that was their starting lineup. So I don't think that's a good parallel.
Okay, you just dismiss it for no reason, but okay.
I just said Steph Curry didn't play for three games. And because
so they didn't have Steph Curry, but they still didn't take us seriously.
I don't think they took us that seriously.
And how does that doesn't affect their defense? Not having Curry probably made him a better. But
you just brought up that series saying that it was close.
But you said that you could tell Dame was better because we were close in the Golden State series, and I brought up a series 2 years or 3.
Well, I brought up
3 years prior where we were close also,
and that was like the product of it. There can be a result that's not hinged upon the same thing. I literally explained like a couple different subtle reasons. Obviously I'd have to go back and watch the tape to get more, but that was my lasting feeling. Is like there's subtle reasons. There's subtle things that he's doing better at handling trapping defense, handling double teams off of pick and rolls, and the result was us being more competitive in that series than we otherwise would have been. That's what I meant by that. I
think if you're talking about subtle changes to handling something, that those can be improved whether he had Aldridge or not. So I don't think that has any bearing.
They could have been. They definitely could have been improved. I just don't think he would have improved those things as much as he has.
And I don't think he has because he improved them very much.
Wouldn't have had. I don't think. If you don't think he hasn't improved much, then based on that, I could say for you, like, he wouldn't have improved at all then, because there are some subtle things, in my opinion, that even if it's not him improving that much, how much he's improved, that's debatable, but I don't think he would have picked up on things that he does now to handle trapping defenses if he didn't have to deal with them at a super heavy level, and I don't think he would have had to deal with it at a super high rate if he had a guy like Aldridge.
I couldn't disagree more than you.
Who do you guys agree with? I'm curious to see. I know
Chat doesn't care. They're talking about DeRozan.
I'm curious to hear what Chat thinks. Even though they're talking like crazy about DeRozan, I don't understand. Because I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I keep looking at like the comment section because I want to bounce it off of you guys. Hello.
No, they
Chat.
don't care.
Hello. Hey.
What's up, Zach?
Hey, Chat. Do I got screaming to the... Yeah, I know you don't know what I'm saying, bro. Nobody does because you guys are all talking about DeRozan or Caboclo or whatever the hell, man. We're having a good debate here. I want to hear Chat's opinion.
Clay's would agree with me anyway, right?
Probably, man. Probably, even though it's Dame and it's like saying, oh, Dame hasn't improved that much. Mine is the more positive opinion. So I hope that maybe that can sway Clay's.
Okay, that's completely wrong.
Oh.
That's 100% false. Positive opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
Dame has improved more than you think at dealing with that type of
Dame
defense.
has improved greatly, just not if you're saying. Oh wow. Okay.
Didn't you say I don't think he's gotten that much better at dealing with those trapping defenses? Isn't that what he said, chat? I'm confused.
And you're only saying he's gotten subtly better, so that's not improving that much in my opinion.
He got better.
Subtly better.
He got better.
You're trying to say no. You're trying to change what you're saying. Screw that, man.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he got better at subtle things that aren't noticed as much as, oh, he's scoring more out of this. He got better at subtle things which are more important than people realize.
And it's negative to say that I think he would have improved on those whether he had Aldridge or not. That's not negative.
No, I'm saying the negative part was
he would have been great no matter what. You're saying he's only great because he got trapped against the Pelicans, basically, and that's complete BS, in my opinion.
No, you literally said I don't think he's gotten that much better at dealing with traps. You're the one who said that. That's what I'm basing it on. You're the one who said it. Like, that's all I was basing it on.
There's no proof that he's gotten better against traps. Like, in the regular season, he doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm basing on. Don't get mad at me. I'm just basing it on that.
Hopefully the season picks back up and we can play the Lakers, and hopefully he does. Hopefully I'm wrong on that and he destroys the Lakers.
I mean, he'll still struggle because they've got perfect personnel to trap. I do think he might handle it better than he did against the Pelicans, though.
So that goes back to my point, where if we had Aldridge to help him out of those traps, then it wouldn't have mattered.
I want to hear Chat's thoughts on this, but they're not paying attention. So,
they only care about DeMar DeRozan.
I don't know why are y'all talking about DeMar DeRozan.
I blame you. You brought him.
I don't get it. Like, I want to hear Clay's thoughts. Okay, there we go. Wait, no, he's talking about DeMar. I thought he was actually Clay's. What's your thoughts, bro? Give me your thoughts, man. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear you agree with me, to be quite honest, but because that would be a first.
10 minutes ago. Try like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for longer than 10 minutes, man. We've been going in circles waiting. I've been going in circles with Eric waiting for you guys to chime in.
Russell, first round exit Westbrook, said you don't want to read this because it agrees with me.
But he says with Eric more. I think the traps are a symptom of. I just didn't see it. I assumed you guys were talking about DeRozan. I think the traps are a symptom of Dame's improvement rather than the reason. Okay, explain. Explain more than that.
I think that's what I was trying to say is that if Dame wasn't getting trapped in those series, like you said, to improve, that he would have annihilated those teams like he did OKC in the first round last year, so that which teams would have eventually had to trap him whether he was with Aldridge or not has been my point all along. So like I think he's just so good he would have eventually rose to that level whether he had Aldridge on the team or not.
Oh, he might have risen to that level, as just being able to go nuclear and all that. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing he wouldn't be as good dealing with traps. He wouldn't be as good as, because I honestly, even if he, I don't know, you look at the way that he has struggled in the past, I think Stotts would have just gone quickly out of like, okay, we're going to run pick and roll with Dame, to like, he would have gone quickly to, okay, we're just going to consistently post up LaMarcus and Dame is just going to like stand on the perimeter. Do you disagree with that part? Is what I want to know. Do you disagree with that part? Because I think that's what Stotts would have done.
I don't have any faith that Stotts would figure anything out, so that's my problem all along. So.
Yeah. Well, the guy doesn't change anything. So it's like you keep the guy that he's. I mean, you look at the offense he ran in Dallas with Dirk or whatever. Then you get it with Aldridge for years. If Aldridge stayed, I don't think Stotts would have really strayed that far away. Even if he should have, I think Stotts would have still been like heavily in favor. Like, okay, we're just gonna run everything through our mid-range shooting power forward. You know, he would have like opened up more stuff for Dame, would have relied on Dame more, but the second that Dame started struggling against the trap in the playoffs or whatever, he would have immediately just gone like, okay, we're just gonna run everything through LaMarcus.
Well, I will say in the Pelican series, game 4, first half, we were still running pick and roll at half court, getting right into the traps and turning the ball over and stuff. So
because he doesn't change, but he had to
in the
change
fourth
when
quarter
he
of that
LaMarcus.
game. We started posting Nurkic in the second half, and he absolutely destroyed all of, whether it was Anthony Davis or whoever was guarding him. He freaking was a man-child in the second half of that game, and they had no way of stopping him. They had to start double-teaming him after a while. And so, I mean, I don't see how that makes Dame not be able to get better against traps, because we have another option too. So whether they switch to going to Aldridge instead of Nurkic in that situation or whatever, I think
I just think
I don't know.
I just think the experience dealing with those traps has helped him a lot more than it seems like you think.
What I'm saying though is that I think if they started out not trapping Dame and he struggled and then they never trap him, fine. I guess I could see your point. But I think Dame would have thrived in those situations, forcing the other team to have to double him. And then if he struggles against the double team, yeah, maybe we go away from it sooner than we would have if we didn't have Aldridge. But he still would have faced those double teams, and it still would have been the pressure-packed moments and how tough it is in the playoffs and all that stuff. So I think
he still would have faced them at times.
He would have had to learn eventually to get over the double teams, whether he faced them that season or not. I just think, and I don't think it's clear whether or not he has improved that much. And if he's subtly improved, I think he can subtly improve whether he saw double teams against the Pelicans or not. I think he can just evolve as a player to be better in those situations because that's what he has to do, and that's what elite players do, not necessarily because that experience was that valuable to him, other than having that grind that whole offseason to improve that. Obviously that helps a little bit, but I haven't seen it enough to warrant me saying that it definitely made a difference.
Well, I think the traps would have happened. I just think the sheer differential in volume is a factor there with his improvement. Also, I'm not saying that he's subtly improved. I think there's a difference between saying he's subtly improved and he's improved in subtle ways, because like subtle things can be, making the right pass to like a hockey assist that leads to a bucket is just as impactful as, driving the lane and scoring, but it's a lot more subtle. But like it's just as impactful because you're hoping your team get a bucket. You're just doing it in a more subtle way, a setup pass to another pass that, that's like my example as to why, like when you say, oh, he's subtly improved, I'm not saying like, I don't know. I feel like there's a difference in context there, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying he's improved in subtle ways that are like impactful, just are a lot harder to notice, if that makes sense, but aren't necessarily less impactful, because I feel like when you say he's subtly improved, I feel like that's like downplaying it.
I think if he made subtle improvements that were impactful, we would have won at least one game and had a lot better series against the Warriors.
I think the main reason we lost that is because we didn't know freaking backside rotations on defense. I don't think it was because of our offense. I thought it was because when we started trapping, which we needed to do, our guys were super slow, rotating on the backside, super slow, like taking away that, and for whatever reason, we couldn't pick up freaking ball in transition. You know what I mean? I feel like those were the two main reasons why we didn't pick up a couple extra games. Because you had Draymond Green just dribbling it coast to coast, like into the paint before anybody picked him up, and then when they ran pick and roll, they just hit Draymond on the roll, and he hit the shovel pass to the guy underneath, plays like that, and we weren't rotating on the backside to take away either of those things. So I think that's honestly the main reason why we lost. Where in the Pelican series, I look at it like, well, we just couldn't get anything going offensively because Dame was getting trapped and it was destroying us. So I think we lost in different ways.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think Steph Curry is a great playoff player?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's better than he is during the regular season, but I haven't seen anything that would make me say he's worse.
So, do you think it matters how well he improved individually against traps for them winning a title?
Sorry, what were you saying? I was responding because, of course, this man agrees with you. Jesus Christ.
So, he didn't have a series like the Pelicans did against us, where he got completely taken out of a series and they had to come back and be like, oh no, what are we going to do, right?
Yeah.
Because the team was better, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't have become an elite player whether he got trapped in a series or not.
He'd still be elite, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Dame would be like that. He would be really good no matter what happened in previous series. And then we'd have a better team around him, so the team would go further. So we'd have more experience in tough games and stuff further deeper into the playoffs, or more game sevens, or not getting swept as much. So you have more experience. So I think he would have gotten that experience and those tough moments, whether he got trapped or not.
Honestly, I don't think we would be I don't think we'd be that much better at all if we kept Aldridge, to be honest.
Yeah, you can make that argument. That's a completely different argument. But to say that if we kept Aldridge, Dame wouldn't have had those experiences or whatever, I just don't think that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's honestly not even talking about any other aspect of him as a player other than dealing with traps. And this is literally like the only aspect.
Trevin, that is exactly my point. Yes, thank you. I don't know if you're meaning to agree with me, but that's kind of what I've been saying the whole time.
Dame would still work to get better against traps, but he wouldn't have the hands-on experience of having to deal with them on a high level of volume. So he wouldn't have been able to he wouldn't have as much experience dealing with them in games just because he would have had to deal with the less. That's my point, and I think that volume has helped him improve. That is my entire point. You guys see where I stand. I want to respond to Russell first round exit Westbrook, saying Dame was good enough to justify teams trapping Dame, but if he had better teammates, the improvements he's made to avoid those traps would be irrelevant, making him about the same player. Well, if you take away those improvements, yeah, he might perform on the same level because he has better teammates, but those improvements aren't there in his game, so he's not. I wouldn't say he's the same player if those improvements aren't there.
But it wouldn't matter if he didn't need it.
I mean, it might not matter. It might not matter at all. But that doesn't even come into play if we're talking about him as a individual player.
Any of your points irrelevant if he was just as good an individual player but didn't have to show it.
No, I mean, like, what? I don't even understand what you said about that. I'm saying like, if he didn't have to, if him dealing with traps wasn't, let's say it wasn't relevant at all. Let's say he never got trapped. He'd still be a better player if he was better at handling traps if they started happening. Like, it doesn't matter how like relevant a skill is. It's still a skill to me.
All right, I don't know, man. I don't see anyone agreeing with you. So.
All right, well, I think Trevin was, and then he's getting peer pressured. Clay's just kisses your ass. Oh, Clay's just agrees with you on literally everything, bro. Everything. So I'm not even taking that into account. I don't see anybody else who's disagreed with me other than Russell first round exit Westbrook, but he was arguing from a standpoint of relevancy, which I don't.
Well, those are the only three people paying attention.
Yeah, try to make it sound like all 11 people watching disagree with me, man. No,
we're not gonna get AM Productions on point.
I mean, I think you all see what I'm saying. I mean, like, you guys can disagree. It just depends on how you value the experience, I think. How you value how much he's had to deal with traps, and if the differential in volume that he's had to deal with traps, if that lends to him improving against traps. Yeah. You know, I mean, like, it just depends on how you look at the game. You know what I mean? It's not like a right or wrong thing. Eric's oh, nobody agrees with you. I mean, like, none of you guys have to agree with me. It just depends on how you view things. Like, they're both valid viewpoints. It just depends on the type of way you evaluate things. And that's what I've always said with a lot of different things is, like, you can have two different viewpoints that don't agree with each other and both are valid. Like, that is the problem with a lot of media, is it's either black or white. It's either right or wrong. It's either, you know, you can't, you know, it's the whole coaching versus injuries, you know, that type of logic. So yeah. So I'm down with Scalabrini. But nah. I'm actually right though. I'm just kidding.
See, that's the funny part. I was just about to say, like,
just end it with that.
I was just about to say that you're certainly entitled to your opinion, and you're smart enough to formulate your own opinions. And I'm not gonna say I'm right and you're wrong. I just disagree with you. That's all.
I'm not gonna say you're right or I'm wrong. I'm just right though. You know.
See, you always have to take it there. That's why I have to say stuff like no one agrees with you.
Man, it's a joke, bro.
Yeah,
it's a joke, bro.
No, Gary Harris cannot play point guard.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
I don't know why you would ask that.
Come on, Zacho. Just because you disagreed with me, what the hell you thinking Gary Harris can play point guard? Just because you disagree with me, I'm gonna give you a little flag for that one. That man gets like 2 assists per game.
Not even a little bit.
You retracted it. Don't disagree with me. Then ask that. I'm gonna give you some heat in that scenario. Come on, man. You just actually, you know what? Yeah, he can play point guard. Anybody want to? Oh, I already have a deal with him going out. Never mind. I don't have to trade him anymore.
They can't back out. So
yeah. I'm making moves. Leo just screwed me today on the DeRozan trade. So if you guys want DeRozan, which is literally what started that freaking whole entire goddamn... Which shouldn't have even been a thing if Leo just didn't screw me over out of a deal. He didn't screw me over. He just, like... Don't tell me yes on a deal. Like, don't say, yes, I'll do it, just only if you take out this guy, and then I take out that guy and rework the salaries around the trade to make it work with, like, players you don't care about, whatever... And then, like, make it sound like, okay, yeah, I'm down. And then, actually, no, never mind. I don't know why I said, yeah, I don't need him. Blah, 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 blah. Bye. Like, and then don't ask me after that if I want Cole Anthony. Hell no. Because that's what you asked after that. I'm like, 1, you didn't even draft him because you weren't here for the draft. 2, hell no, I don't want Cole Anthony.
Also, first round picks can't be traded for a month anyway. So, Glazer asked, "Was it as bad as the deal you offered me?" Oh, what's this? What does that mean, Tori? I didn't offer him a trade, so it must
You don't even want to get into this. Yeah, I offered him DeRozan and something else for Torian Prince's awful contract, Karis LeVert's bad contract, and a first round pick. I wouldn't say that's that bad. Or I think it might have been 2 first-round picks. But they're going to be late first-round picks because it's the Nets. So you're talking about like 2 late firsts, 2 bad contracts in my opinion. Both have injury questions, especially LeVert. You guys just going to kiss each other's ass, you know what I mean? Like, you guys should set up a separate Discord with just you two so you guys can just talk to each other about how much you guys agree on things.
Cool.
Like, it's honestly starting to bother me, man. You guys are allowed to disagree a little bit. It's okay. You guys can disagree every now and then. I know you love it. I would sit there front row, get some popcorn, and I would just be so happy. I would be joyous to see you, and I want the Erics need to disagree on freaking something. They even agree on their goddamn name, man. Like,
we've disagreed about like 5 things in the last 2 weeks, and every time it doesn't involve you, so you don't care, so you just brush it off.
I haven't seen it, so it hasn't happened.
Well, it happened like 3 times on the stream where you said we never disagreed.
Screenshots, man. Because I'm ready. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it, man. I don't think, like, I honestly, with one pick, that's obviously a lot better deal. DeRozan's fit there is weird though. Like, I wouldn't see if I was a team like the Nets where I had Embiid and Durant, I wouldn't want somebody to like DeRozan. Yeah. The thing is, Eric Klaser was like a lot of experts think. You don't see. I can out your plan. That's why you shouldn't have brought him up, Clays, because he was like, because I could tell you what you told me, and that's gonna hurt what you're trying to do. So you shouldn't have brought it up.
I mean, that would be.
But
that would be pretty cold of you. But
he was the one who brought up the deal in the first place, saying, "Was it as bad?"
He
as
didn't
the deal
bring up your offer.
But no, he's giving me flack for my deal when I'm literally like keeping it. Like, I'm not sharing anything, and I'm not even saying I'm gonna deal. I'm not even saying I'm gonna say it. It's just like, if you have like a plan that you told somebody, like, after you decline their deal, don't go back to them when they're on stream saying, "Oh, was it as bad as the deal you offered me?" Because that's like motivation for me to just be like, well, you gonna give me flack for this deal, try and make me look bad. Okay, well, this is his entire plan, which I'm not gonna do. But like, if you're gonna give me flack,
even Russell Westbrook says, "Wow, Tori, that's too far."
You guys are frustrating me today.
But yeah, Clays and I on that podcast disagreed that his backcourt was better than Dallas's with Smart and Murray defensively.
Oh, but that was like a 50-50. That wasn't even that. Man, that didn't have any like nuance to it.
Exactly.
They didn't have any sauce to it. Well, it's just like, who's very defensively? These guys are these guys.
So now
there wasn't like a nuanced, complicated.
But there has to be sauce too.
Yes, I want sauce, bro. I want you guys to like get into it on a complicated topic, because I know both of you guys can go in depth to that level.
I'm sorry that this man Clays is so smart that his beliefs line up with mine, and he's 100% right.
I'm literally tempted to just end the goddamn stream right now, man. Man.
That's funny.
Usually up until the last like 2 weeks, me and you like agreed on freaking everything. And then here comes Clay.
I know, that's what people would say about that too. How would you feel if everyone was like, "Oh man, I don't want to listen to them anymore. They always agree," you know? Like, that doesn't discredit anything we're saying, though. All 3 of us are smart basketball minds, right?
Bro, if Clays was always agreeing with me, you would be as annoyed as I am. I'm not even that annoyed, but like, if
I don't
Clays
get petty
was like,
about that kind of stuff. I don't care.
It's not petty.
He's welcome to have whatever opinion he wants.
You would be.
I would not care at all.
You would be slightly triggered. Chat, do you really think Eric would be slightly triggered? He'd be slightly triggered. Which is
when have I ever been triggered on someone in chat like agreeing with you and not me?
Well, we don't really disagree on stream often at all, so it hasn't happened. But also, if it's Clays, like, if it's somebody that's always agreeing with me, like, freaking 1,000,000 times in a row, you know. But, I agreed with a lot with you, Tori, about real-life Portland trade deadline stuff. Well, Eric agrees with me, too, so that's no fun. I want Eric to disagree with me and you to agree with me. That's all I want in life, like... Because me and Eric agreed 1,000% on the trade deadline. Like, in the preseason, we agreed on the trade deadline. We didn't even switch that up, but... no, not you agree with me. It's just whenever I disagree with Eric, you agree with Eric. And whenever, like... I agree with Eric, you guys disagree. It's never like I disagree with Eric and you agree with me. That's all I want, man.
Oh, sorry, Tari.
That's all I want, man.
That's so sad.
Okay, you're going to piss me off for real, man. Watch yourself. Eric and I disagree a lot about Portland succeeding with CJ, but me and Eric agree. Why do you only disagree with Eric when I agree with them? That's the number one time you should agree with Eric is when I agree with him.
You can't help it if he's...
Wasn't Eric
his
Kleiser
opinions line up with mine?
Well, yeah, like he defended Stotts. Like that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Like the one time, like that'd be saucy if I actually liked Stotts, but no. That's funny. Hey, I will celebrate the first time I disagree with Eric and Clays agrees with me. I will celebrate. I will go to I will just as an excuse to like drink a little bit because you take anything as an excuse at this point because I'm bored out of my mind, quarantined in this fucking room. When Clays agrees with me, when I disagree with Eric, I'll do a drunk stream. I will celebrate.
Tory Stott style.
I secretly love Stotts. I just had to get Eric on. I just had to convince Eric that I hated him to get him on board because he wouldn't do it if I liked Stotts. See, he's shying away from it. No, that is what he said. Wasn't like defensive Stotts. Yeah, it was him he was questioning us. Which was also kind of being defensive to Stotts by questioning us, but Tori's mad because Stotts doesn't like him. I don't care if Stotts likes me or not. I don't care, like, what is it to me? I'm fine with him as a person. The only way Stotts could dislike me is like my work, you know what I mean? And I dislike his work, so you know, he'd probably dislike my work because I dislike his work, so make that 3 Erics. Dude, I could not handle 3 Erics. I literally think you guys just agree all the time because you guys got the same name. So you guys are like close on a level that I can't comprehend or something. I don't know. But I could not handle it. Do we have another Eric that watches us regularly? Isn't there a 3rd Eric? Who am I forgetting?
I think someone who's goes by a different name is also named Eric, but
I don't remember. What if Stas was in this chat as we speak? I don't know. I'd ask him to donate to me because he makes a lot of money and I'm struggling right now. So, Eric Hansen. True Blazer fan is Eric. Oh yeah, I know that. But the thing is, True Blazer fan is like the opposite of Eric. So, like you got Clays who's like Eric 2.0 and then you got anti-Eric who's Eric from True Blazer fan.
Eric how?
Oh yeah, because he had like your first name and Yakov's like last name kind of. I forget. A lot of people have gone MIA since the league shut down. Because we were pulling like 120 viewers a post-game stream for a while there. Like 120 to 150. Those were the days, man. I miss those days. It makes me sad.
1,000 playbacks.
Yeah, 1,000 playbacks after a 2-hour stream. Which, like, don't get me wrong, like, this is a lot of fun, but chat would be, like, popping off. I'm sure you guys miss it, too. Chat would just be insane, and, yeah.
See, Clays is closer to age than a lot of other people here, so we have a lot more similar views because we've watched the same amount of basketball compared to some of you guys who've been watching for like 10 years or so versus 30 years for us.
So are you trying to discount me? Or
no, I'm not discounting you at all. I'm just saying like we've experienced a lot of the same things.
I get what you're saying. The way you phrase that though, we've been watching for 30 years, you've been watching for 10. Like
no, I'm just saying like our experiences are a little different than.
Well, I agree with you.
You're closer to a lot of other guys.
I agree with you as much as Clays agrees with you. It's just like whenever I disagree with you, Clays is always there to be like, I agree with Eric. That's
well, then maybe you should know that those times you're wrong.
You're not always right, bro. You're not always right, man.
I agree. 100% agree with that.
And as I said, it's not even a right or wrong thing, man.
Yeah.
When we disagree, it's usually on like subjective stuff, like purely subjective stuff. I don't feel like we disagree on something where I have like a stupid opinion, like I don't know, freaking Isaiah Kanan is a all-star level guard or something. I don't know. Like when we disagree, it's all stuff that's like purely subjective. It's not like one of us having a ridiculous opinion. You know, it's not like one of us like having like an NBA Twitter type of opinion.
I don't feel like either of us are hot take guys either. We're more like we formulate our opinions based on.
Oh yeah, well I mean this ain't ESPN for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anything I do in the future will be to like not be ESPN basically. You know, real coverage. This isn't freaking Rip City Drive, like where we're kissing Stotts' ass and talking about how bad Al Farouk Aminu is while begging for Ryan Anderson as of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're better than that. That's the whole, or at least that's the goal, to be better than that. Man, you don't gotta defend yourself agreeing with Eric. You just agree with Eric all the time. Whenever I disagree with him. I should say all the time.
Honestly, I wouldn't. What's funny is I would have never even noticed that he agrees with me all the time if you didn't say anything. So like now I feel like it's like a
bro. I told you before this. I'm like, watch, Clays is
gonna
agree with you because I'm disagreeing with you, and then like literally 5 seconds later, I agree with Eric. Like, called it.
Yeah, now, but I'm saying back a couple weeks ago. When
every time Clays agrees with you, when I disagree with you, you gotta pay me $5. How about that? Then I'll want him to agree with you, or chat has to donate $5 or something. Then I'll be ecstatic.
Man, Destrom always agrees with you. Screw that guy. That's really triggering
me. That's so false, man. Come on. Oh, I gotta do Destrom like that. Appreciate it, Destrom. Appreciate you seeing the light, man.
Destrom does always agree with you.
The thing is, me and you both have, like, people agree with you just as much as me. People aren't, like, if it was just me talking to a stream and, like, you were in chat, like, people might agree with me more just because I'm the one guy on YouTube and you're just a guy in chat. But since we're both on YouTube, like, I don't know. But, like, Destrom doesn't have the same name as me, I don't think. You know, that's probably comes into play, like...
I don't think his name is Tori, no.
No. But, no, the first... I'm not even kidding. I will... Or I'll do something like... I'll, like, react to my first YouTube video I ever made or something. I'll do something, like, celebratory. The first time Clays, like, actually agrees with me when I disagree with you. I've noticed that there's 3 or 4 guys in the mug that agree with Eric, and the 3 or 4 guys that tend to agree with Tori. Tend to agree. I don't know. I don't really get what he means.
He's saying, like, no matter what our opinions are on a trade or something, there's like 3 or 4 people in there that always take your side and 3 or 4 that seem to always agree with me.
Well, you guys just agree when it comes to, like, my trades. When it comes to trades not involving us...
Because you agree with our takes on those.
Well, okay, so the only trade of Eric's that I didn't like was his PJ Washington trade. Didn't Clays agree with you too or something on that? That was the only trade I didn't agree with from Eric. That was his only, like, rough move, in my opinion. It wasn't even that bad. But it was, like, the only move I could point at and be like, okay, that's a trade I would not have done if I was Eric. Otherwise, he's just fleecing guys. Oh, you had more than one bad move? Is that what?
That's funny, though. That's funny.
You disagree with me, like, you don't think you... Well, I mean, no, you're gonna think you haven't had a bad move. Like, why would you do a move that you think is bad for you? Like,
that's exactly my point with your trades.
Oh, yeah, I know. And when it comes to me, I don't think I've made... The only trade that I think I've made that's questionable was the Derek White one. I think I could have gotten more value out of that. That's the only trade I think of mine that was questionable.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Name one thing PJ Washington is good at other than 37.8% three-point shooting.
He's a good finisher inside the arc. I also think he can be, I don't know.
His true shooting percentage would say otherwise.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, you know because he was on your team.
Yeah. I think we way overvalue PJ Washington and aren't really looking at his true. Other than almost 38% three-point shooting,
he shot 54% from the field. He only shot 45.
Yep, and his true shooting percentage is mid-50s, which isn't good for a power forward.
I mean, but the guy's a rookie. 55 true shooting percentage from a rookie that can space the floor. Like, I think he'll get better.
I'm not saying he can't get better. I just don't think he has a huge ceiling, and I don't have any skills that project with him to being a star long-term, and I was looking for more of a boomer bust than just a solid role player. So, like,
I 100% get your logic.
I feel like my trade was... I feel like I traded someone and got the 20th pick and a good pick there for a guy that fell for someone who wasn't really going to be more than an average rotational player. Yeah.
But he's already average, so in my opinion, he's already average. Because you get good floor spacing from that position. I mean, his rebounding isn't the best. But like he
doesn't pass.
He's a solid defender, in my opinion.
He's average at best. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like average and a solid 3-point shooter. As a 21-year-old rookie, like.
Yeah, I'm not saying he can't get better.
So I think he'll get better. I think he has a chance to be like an 18-8 guy on like 33 minutes a game with good 3-point shooting and improved efficiency inside the arc and being an efficient all-around player providing solid defense. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's not star level, but I think that is a lot more likely than RJ Hampton ever becomes like anything like that. So that's why I didn't like that trade, which I understand the whole boomer bust like thing.
I don't.
At 20,
I don't think, even if PJ Washington, if that was his ceiling, I don't think that's that good anyway. So I'm not. He basically was like a worthless player for me. So
I think he can be like not like necessarily Tobias in style in terms of style, but like Tobias in terms of impact, in terms of like his defense, in terms of his 3-point shooting. Obviously is more of an interior. PJ Washington is more of an interior guy, I feel like, than Tobias is. Tobias like can handle the ball better, play on the perimeter better, but I feel like PJ Washington can be a Tobias type, like Tobias level player.
But how could he do that if he can't handle the ball as well?
Well, I mean, like Tobias level, not Tobias type.
There you go. Read Clay's comment.
But see, like, since I just talked about it, I feel like he's just gonna agree with me just to see me drunk. So, I think the trade was pretty even for Eric. Wasn't for or against it. He literally just agreed with you. He said, I don't see PJ as more than a bench player spot starter on a good team in the future. He just agreed with you. So, I think you could have gotten more value. I think that trade's like the same as my Derek White trade.
That, yeah.
Because, like, I kind of had the same, like, where I wasn't high on his upside. I thought he was pretty much what he's always going to be, and he's already 25, though.
Did you hear the story behind that trade?
Which trade?
Did you read that in Discord? What happened?
Which trade? There's been a million trades.
The PJ Washington trade.
No. I don't think so.
So, I had a trade before the draft set up if one of 3 guys fell to 20. And the last one that was left was Theo Maledon, right? Or Teo, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. And
Ash, the guy whose team I'm trying to make the trade with, waiting for that guy to fall, is talking in chat over and over again. I can't believe Maledon hasn't been picked yet. Why hasn't Maledon been picked? Maledon's by far the best person on the board.
I forgot that he was the one who said it, and you were the one trying to trade to 20 for his pick.
Mr. Russell, first-round exit Westbrook, because I remember when I said during the draft that I had him and Killian pretty highly, or pretty closely rated, so if I would have gotten Maledon at 20, I felt like that would have been a steal for me. But then Russell Westbrook says that he only picked Maladin because he saw Ash in chat saying that he was the best one available, and he hadn't really done a lot of homework on that pick. So, he screwed me out of getting and potentially busted up the trade. And then I thought about it and still went with it with RJ Hampton. But originally, I was only going to do it if Maladin was on the table.
Yeah. Damn, but then you still ended up making that trade. Yeah, see, I would have if you made that trade for Maladin, I'd feel a little bit differently because I'm a little higher than Hampton, I think.
Yeah.
Hampton's just a guy who I just feel like is never really gonna pan out.
Well, yeah, but by the time it got to that pick, I was like, screw it, I'll just make it anyway, and I'll take Hampton. But like, honestly, like that was the guy I was hoping would fall.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there you go. Clay's Tori, I'm not high on Maladin.
What?
He's not high on Killian Hayes either, though. So.
Wait, how is that even necessarily? Like, I'm not super high on Maladin. That trade would have been better if you did it for Maladin because, like, it was at 20. Like, Maladin at 20 would be good. Good value, I think. Maladin's like 12th to 16th. Hampton's like a little bit below him. They're honestly probably in the same tier, but I'm a little bit higher on Maladin. But I'm not high on Maladin at all. I'm not like... I don't know. Clays hates the foreigners. He does, honestly. He does. If you're from Europe. Which is funny because he's like over there. So he just like... maybe it's an experience thing with him. I don't know.
We drafted Poku.
Well, maybe he has good experiences with guys from wherever the hell that dude's from. I don't even know where Poku's from. But no, I had the perfect draft, honestly. So he can say he hates it. I got the 3 guys I wanted, so I'm good.
Poku's from Serbia, by the way.
Serbia. Yeah, no, I got the... I disagree with Destrom. I'm sorry, Destrom. I think you drafted 5 guys. I think you should have maybe tried to package a couple more picks and move up so you didn't have 5 rookies. That's like the only thing I really disagree on. I thought you had a solid draft, got good value on guys. Nico Mannion was good value. I forget who else he drafted. Vassell at 19 was good value, I thought, even though I'm not high on Vassell. I'm not high on Vassell for where he's being mocked. He's being mocked like 11th, 12th, 13th in there. I think he's more around like a 17 to 19 guy, so I thought that was a pretty good pick. And good fit.
Jalen Smith in the first round, too.
That pick I wasn't as high on. I thought Jalen Smith is like an early second rounder.
And then Grant Tiller and Xavier Tillman, and Grant Riller and Xavier Tillman.
I don't know enough about Tillman. I've watched Riller, and I don't know. I could see like the intrigue and see why it makes sense to draft him there, but I get the vibe that he's just going to be a... Oh, jeez. Ooh, that was weird. I just get the vibe that Riller's going to be like a G League type of guard.
Clay says he has Abdia higher than Obi, Okoro, and LaMelo.
Denny has like the big concern with Denny is like, yeah, he's 6'9", but he has what, like a 8'6" standing reach or something. Like his standing reach, like Denny might as well be like 6'6". You might as well look at Denny like he's 6'6", based on his standing reach. So if he's 6'6", does that change your opinion, Clays?
Alex Wolf, the Milwaukee Bucks got Trey Jones, but they have like 8 point guards, so.
At least that's what I've heard from JDC. Maybe JDC's lying. Is JDC lying? Is JDC lying about that? Because didn't you read that from him too? Didn't he say Avdija has like a 6'6" or an 8'6" standing reach?
I have not seen that. No.
Because that's where I'm getting it from. Because I trust JDC. But I'm reading here that he has an 8'10" standing reach, so maybe I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Bro, I have to give Jake. JDC is Jake Carey. He does a ton of research on prospects. That's why I trust him. You know, I wouldn't, because wasn't he in the draft thread talking about how he's not high on Avdia because he has like an 8'6" standing reach. I'm gonna find it. So if he has an 8'10" standing reach, then he goes up my board. I don't know. Let me find it. Posted by member JDC.
That's another thing about what sucks about not having actual measurements on these guys when we drafted.
Yeah, it says right here, physical profile. This is from JDC. It says physical profile lacks strength and length. Poor reach considering he's 6'9" in shoes, and then in parentheses, 8'6".
Yeah, I don't know what that's
and
from.
I'm looking up, and I'm seeing, when you Google Denny Avdia's standing reach, it's 8'10", which like 4 inches. Oh, it's 4 inches. It makes a huge difference in basketball.
Yeah, it does.
So if he has like an 8'10" standing reach, honestly, he'd probably be like on the Akaro Hayes tier for me. Which like he already is like kind of like there. He's like I have him ranked right behind him, but I'd have to reconsider, to be honest. Because WarriorsWire.USA today says 6'9" and nearly 220 pounds with an 8'10" standing reach. Because then he could play some power forward if he has an 8'10" standing reach. Like he's big enough to play some small ball forward with like his skill set at that position. Honestly, I think that might end up being his best position because he'd have a skill advantage if he's just able to add more strength and be able to like handle that defensively. Offensively, I think he'd be phenomenal as a 4. I'm just like, if you have an 8'6" standing reach, you can't really. I don't know. I think his chances for success at the 4 would be far lower than if he has like an 8'10" standing reach. Because that's a big difference, man. Sports are a game of inches, so 4 inches in standing reach. I'm gonna have to ask Jake Carey. I'm gonna quote that, and I'm gonna ask him right now. He won't reply right now, but.
We got Ash asking me questions in Discord, but not watching the stream. I see how it is. Tell him to
get in on the stream and ask you.
I would answer your question on the air, but whatever.
So where'd you get that from? Because I'm just curious, like, where he saw that.
He asked if he cuts a person with like an expiring with 1 year left on their deal in free agency, if there's any penalty for that, or if you just get out of his contract. Like, why would you just get out of his contract? Would there be any dead cap? Yeah, his entire contract.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can cut it and keep it as just like if he's if a guy's making $2 million a year, you can either have it $2 million as dead money this year. If he's like $2 million a year on an expiring contract, it can be $2 million in dead money this year, or you can stretch it, which would make it like, I don't know, like
you can do like 3, 5, or 7 depending on the guy. Yeah.
You can like stretch it out so it's like over 3 years where it's like a third each year, so it'd be like 750K, 700K, a little bit less than that, a little less than 700K each year. What the hell is he talking about? 1.5 years of Silotape. You didn't even spell his name right, and what are you talking about? Why is this man going after me? What the hell is he talking about?
Russell Westbrook, you could have cut Bullock until you announced that you were picking up his option, and now it's too late.
Yeah. That's rough.
We already talked about Javon Kinlaw earlier. What's up, Caleb Jackson, though?
The very start of the stream. We talked about NFL.
No problem, Caleb. I was just teasing anyway.
No, yeah, it's good. No, we gave insightful debate on that. So if you're curious on that, yeah, just
let me just say this. So for example, if I have Cristiano Felicio, if I had 16 guys and could only count 15 on my roster, and I had to cut someone, and I chose to cut him and had $7 million in dead cap space, that's not a good look for a GM. So that shows you weren't planning out your roster spots. You weren't. You're making too many. This was one of the problems I had with Orlando's trade, where they got back all those mediocre players because he didn't have the roster spots for him, and now he's maybe going to have a bunch of dead space, which, so if you have to like cut guaranteed players and can't trade someone to get rid of those spots, it's going to look kind of bad on your decision making. Shout out to Russell, first round exit Westbrook, gave you a $2 dono. He said, I'll take a top 59 protected for Bullock. You can't do that. Top 55 is the max you can protect a pick.
Appreciate the donation, though.
Yeah.
He's really trying to highlight his trade block here. If you guys want to post your trade block, leave a donation. It'll highlight it so it'll be noticeable. Might help you land a trade. Hashtag sellout. Trade block sellout. I'm just going to respond on air. Destrom, I already have like 8 so far. 8 of them, so I have like a specific style. Appreciate the offer, though. Top 10 MLE targets for Blazers in real life. Sounds like a good video idea, to be honest.
You've been promising that for months.
Oh, man. I want the videos to do well if I'm going to make them, and since I'm streaming, it makes the videos not do well, and I don't know. I've also just been super meh lately. Wish I could go to BlackRock and edit, because that was always my editing spot, which is literally a lame-ass excuse to not edit, but I'd rather watch a meh vid than no vid. Why would the vid be meh? I'm not saying like the video would be meh. I'm just like, personally, I'm just like meh right now.
You could do my graphics.
Yeah, I could. I don't know.
Or just release it without doing it.
It would be tough with that, but like it would be so good. But then.
But you've been doing it's like 2 months now.
I told you to remind me. You only remind me on stream, man. Like once every like 10 days.
Oh, so now it's my fault.
No, I'll release it as it is, or I'll just like brushing up the text. I kind of want to get the streams off that channel before I start like uploading it off this channel. I want to get them onto the new channel because I want the videos to do well and get seen. And if the streams are off this channel, then it raises the chances for success for videos tenfold, I think. Like, if you guys go back and look, my Darius Baisley video, when I had like 500 subscribers on this channel, 24,000 views. The Nasir Little draft reaction video, like 25,000 views. Videos. I wasn't doing streams like really, or I did one stream. I did the draft.
What's up, Doge?
And then, like, you look at the mailbags before the start of the season before we started doing live podcasts. 5,000 views, 6,000 views on mailbags. And then when we started doing live streams, like, consistently, mailbags, like 1,000. That was it. Like, wasn't getting anything close to that level of views. The Pascal Siakam, Zach Collins, like, Zach Collins could be the next Pascal Siakam, which wasn't a comparison of their play style, which too many people took it as. I literally explained at the start of that video. But that had like 6,000 views. like my videos were doing like well compared, and then started doing live videos, and video performance just tanked, and it kind of like, I don't know, it was a little like frustrating, but also at the same time, like I just like got more into streaming basically, because streams were popping off and doing well, and the videos, you know, the videos weren't doing anywhere near as well as they were before, so it was like a little discouraging, I guess.
I think it had to do a little bit with the way the season played out too, with the injuries and the
yeah, I mean that was
players are
definitely
struggling to be 500.
part of it, but like my mailbags would be like generically titled, and I'd get a bunch of views from people that weren't subscribed to the channel, and then once I started streaming, I wasn't getting anywhere near the same amount of viewership from people that weren't subscribed to the channel, because you can check that. So what that says to me is it wasn't getting suggested to people anywhere near as much. It wasn't getting shown anywhere near as much. Basically, the video was just a lot harder to find for people that weren't subscribed. You know, it wasn't popping up for them in their recommended feed or something like that. And what I've read is if you live stream a lot on a video that on a channel that you also upload videos to, then your videos won't get recommended anywhere near as much or shown anywhere near as much. That's why I wanted to separate it. That's like one of the main reasons. It's stupid how it works like that. It's something they should fix. Like, I don't it doesn't make sense, but it's the algorithm. You know, everything's ran by a super complicated algorithm. And YouTube's just dumb in general. Like, I don't know how much attention you guys pay to like the actual like company, the way they run things, but pretty much everybody who ends up making content for YouTube ends up like disliking the company because of just like the things the company does. Like once you start paying attention to it.
As we get closer to the draft, we should really make some draft videos. I don't know about you, but
yeah,
I watched some videos, and I had to turn them off because they were so bad. Like, you could tell people were reading stuff like, "This is Denny Avdia. He is a 6'8" forward from Israel. Let's take a look at his play style."
You must have not seen the ones that I watched.
I'm just saying, like, I found some like weird ones. It was like dude. Oh,
I think I know one that you're talking about. It's like one guy on his couch and he didn't edit it at all.
Yeah,
yes, I know what guy you're talking about. I watched that video and I cringed so hard. It's like, if you're gonna put effort into making a video like that, edit it. Like, if you're gonna put that effort into record it and all that, like.
He had like his 5 strengths, but he just repeated the same thing 5 times.
What was he saying? Because I didn't make it through that video.
I don't know. Like, I think he did ones on several different people, so maybe it wasn't the same one. But it was like, he's a good floor spacer, and then he's also a good floor spacer.
And then he's also a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Not to hate on anybody trying to make it, because I was bad at the start too. It's just, it's a stage you gotta go through, but like I wouldn't like, my analysis wouldn't have been that bad, but like
I don't. Go ahead.
I was thinking about possibly making a video reacting to my first YouTube video I ever did, but I watched back like the first minute and it's so bad. It's so cringy. It's so bad.
I didn't mean to like knock someone, but I wanted to give you some props for how like more professional your videos seem than some of those other guys I watched. I mean, like, even there was even some ones that, you know, that were pretty popular channels that had, 500,000 views or something, and I was like, man, this is like what you're saying, like, doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, our analysis is like better than what other stuff you can find on YouTube, I think. And I mean, like, there's special channels out there that are really good at what they do, but for the most part, like, I think we really know what we're talking about. But then I also put in the effort, like, production wise. I mean, you look at the stream overlay, all of this, it's not like anything that special, but you combine the analysis with like the effort that I put into like making the content quality, and it'll get better in the future. Like, there's still some steps I need to take, like, that's like, I honestly do think we make good content, and I think I don't know, like, I think the videos that we have are good, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, so that's why it's frustrating when they're not getting shown or recommended to anybody or anything. You know what I mean? Because I'd love to make a bunch of draft videos and draft content like that, because those videos, like, people search up their name so they could be seen. You know, like, videos we make on prospects could be seen, but, like, if we're doing streams at the same time, then it could really, it could really decrease the chances that those videos get seen. And I don't want that. You know what I mean? I don't want me or you or whoever put a bunch of work into a video and then it has like 350 views. When if we weren't doing streams, it could have 10,000 views. I mean, you look at that Darius Baisley draft profile video. Like, you look at the Nasir Little video. You know what I mean? So, like, I want to get back to that. And the thing is, those videos doing well like that would help videos I posted after that do well as well, because, like, my channel was, like, looking good in the algorithm. So I want to try and get back to that and then do draft content and then just like pop off with like good content that, you know, I mean, like other people find and other people enjoy, you know, not like, you know, you guys are always going to be my day ones, but it's always cool to like get 5,000 views on a video, if that makes sense. It's not like something where, oh, screw you guys, I don't care about you guys, I just want 10,000 views. Not like that at all. It's just like, you put a lot of effort into making something, you want it to be seen, you know, you want it to be popular, you want it to be watched a lot. So what's that guy that makes the ranking starters from best to worst? God, those lists are bad. I forget. But the thing is, I always see videos like that, and it's like, damn, those videos honestly are not that hard to make. Like the quiz videos. And it's just like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. And they'll make like $1,500 off a video. It'll get like friggin' 500. Like, you see these videos, they'll get like 500,000 views or something insane. Or 250,000 views, and they'll make like $1,500 off that video. It's like easy to put out. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's frustrating. Like, it's shoot, like, I could freaking put Eric up on there and have him just like, Eric, do this quiz, and his insight would be a million times better. Honestly, like, his presence on camera would be probably just as good. You know, like, these guys aren't anything special. I don't know how they like grew to the point that they got where they're at and don't know what the hell they're talking about and just like still get their videos watched. I actually like the Jimmer Range vids, and they super easy. I can't stand Jimmer Range, man. I can't stand a lot of NBA YouTubers, man. I don't like Jimmer Range.
I don't know who that is, so I can't agree with Clays.
Like,
as much as I want to.
The guy just doesn't know what he's like. I hate. Maybe it's just me, but I can tell when guys are trying to sound like they really know what they're talking about, but don't. And I can't stand those people. It's like, if you're not super knowledgeable on something, like, don't pretend to be. There's people out there that will make a video on a draft prospect and just like try and sound super informed on them, bring all this like insight, and you can tell they're like reading a draft express page, or, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they've never, like, a lot of times I get the vibe like on draft videos that these guys have never watched the guy play, outside of snipping up the highlights that they put into the video. And then you just read off a scouting report and try and sound like they're the ones who know it, if that makes sense. Like, they're the ones who have like done the scouting themselves. I don't know how to explain it. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I can't stand those channels. So, like, Jimmer Range, I get that vibe from. Like, I haven't seen anything. I'm like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. It just sounds like scripted, where he's like trying to come off as a lot more knowledgeable than he is, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like,
I don't know anything about a lot of these people.
Yeah, NBA YouTube's like crap. I'd love to like change the scene, you know what I mean? So, but you know, the thing is with the Blazers channel is like it's a lot more niche. And I'm struggling to put out MDJ. Okay, MDJ is really good. Screw Jimmy High Roller. Screw Jimmy High Roller, man. That is. Do you guys, you know who I'm talking about, right? Because I went in on him
Is
on
that the
stream
guy
before.
who lies?
That's the guy from Vancouver, Washington. Did you know he's from Vancouver, Washington, Destrom? Sporting Logically is Okay, I'm going to go in on Sporting Logically a little bit, and then I'm going to go in on Jimmy High Roller for Destrom. Bro, I'm going to ruin... Yes, what? Check him out. He's really fun to watch. Don't ever plug Jimmy High Roller on my channel. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you can enjoy watching him, whatever, that's fine, but don't plug him on my channel. And I'll go into why.
I think everyone in here knows that story already.
Well, then why is he plugging him if he knows, you know? Don't be plugging him if you know. I can't stand the guy, man. Ugh, God. Sporting Logically was good, but he's kind of getting away. He's kind of getting more clickbaity. Like, he'll make a tier list video, and instead of saying, like, this is my tier list video, 2 minutes, two minutes about, like, the haters, blah, blah, blah. Like, on stream, do that. You know, it's a stream. On a video, like, just get to it, you know, or plug what you need to plug and get to it. Like, when you make a tier list video, there's going to be haters. Like, it's going to be controversial based on how you rank, just because people rank things a lot differently. So the haters, so people hating on it is implied, if that makes sense. I think I'm lagging. Am I lagging right now? I don't know if it's just a YouTube. Okay, good. But no, that people hating on tier lists is implied, so you don't need to base a whole 2-minute intro around people who are gonna hate on this tier list and title it people who are gonna hate on this tier list, and then because it's already implied, it's a tier list. So like, I've been a fan of it. This is coming from like a guy who's like actually really enjoyed his content. I feel like he's kind of getting away from what made him well liked in the past couple months, if that makes sense. I mean, part of that is his quarantine, like he's kind of scratching for content, so I don't blame him. I just liked it where he was straightforward to the fact, like breaking stuff down in analysis. Destrom says yes, he knows Jimmy is from Vancouver. Okay, do you know what his don't tell me to chill out, bro. You didn't respond, so I thought you did. No, I'm just saying, like, not even necessarily to you. I'm just saying, like, for everybody, don't like recommend watching that guy's videos, because that guy's a liar. Like, honestly, the name isn't a big deal, but his real name ain't Jimmy. Just to let you know, Dustrom, his real name is not Jimmy. But what really, he's okay. So he's another one of those guys that falls into, tries to act like he knows a lot more than I think he truly does. But that's not why I don't like him. Because he does make, like, really... His videos are really quality. I'll give him that. But the dude literally... So the one video that really, like, made me look this guy up, it was his D1 story. And I was watching him up until this point. His D1 story. In that D1 story, it included, like, a couple highlight clips from him playing JV or something as a sophomore. And I saw those clips and I looked at it, I'm like, what the... That's Mountain View High School, which is one of the high schools in Vancouver. I recognize, like, that's Vancouver. Oh shit, Jimmy High Roller's from Vancouver. So then I watched the rest of the video. Said he averaged a double-double. I can go and bring up the box scores and show you guys. This dude probably averaged 1 point per game and 1 rebound per game. Dude did not play. But he's sitting there, and this kind of goes with the pretends to be something he isn't. Dude literally said in his video that he averaged a double-double his junior year at Mountain View High School. He averaged like 1 and 1. Okay. So then he goes to Camas High School, which is a better high school than Mountain View High School. He couldn't play for Mountain View. Goes to Camas High School, and he doesn't play because all these players are better than him. He's not good, you know? And in his video, he completely... He says where he played, and then he throws that coach under the bus for not playing him, saying that he was better than all the players around him. The coach, you know, there was politicking, and the coach had an agenda, basically. And basically threw the coach under the bus for not playing him. As if he was, like, some, like hot shit that, like, should have been playing, you know, entire games. Completely lied about that. Like, in what should have been an inspiring video. And then I feel like he lied about like the college track stuff he said too, because he lied about the basketball stuff, and then the track stuff sounded sketchy as well. I tried to do some research on that. I couldn't find anything that he was talking about. His name is Grayson Anderson, if you really want to know. You know, there's only 11 people in here, not to like out his name, but you can find his name if you do some digging, so it's already out there. But no, the guy just completely lies. Like, in what should have been like an inspiring, you know, we tried to make it some inspiring D1 story, and dude just completely like lied out his ass and threw people under the bus in the process. Like, I don't like that. So that's why I don't like him, because I don't think Destrom knew. And some of you guys might not know. So yeah, no, that's why I'm not a fan of Jimmy High Roller, aka Grayson High Roller. Doesn't matter if he lies if it's entertaining and people enjoy it. I've never watched, but don't see why you get upset about someone else. I just don't like people on YouTube that fake it to make it. I hate that. So like, yeah, it doesn't matter to other people, but it matters to me. Like, I'm never gonna be somebody to like fake it to make it. Clays, you know, I'm somebody who tells it like it is and is like 100% real. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to like respect what I do if I fake stuff like that. I can't respect that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So I hate when other people do it, especially when it's somebody from my hometown throwing like a coach that, like, I don't know him personally, but like I know who he is, throwing guys like that under the bus. Like, that's low to me. So, like, sure, it might not matter to you. It's annoying to me.
No, I have no idea who any of these people are. I have no opinion, so I'm going to stay out of it.
Yeah. You gotta watch some YouTube news. Gotta get Eric in the loop. Nah, there really is nobody, like, worth really knowing other than a couple guys in terms of, like, NBA YouTube, to be honest. There's good guys out there. Honestly, a lot of the people that have good content, what I've realized, like, or like I can tell they know what they're talking about, are people that aren't big at all, or people that have like a couple hundred subscribers that don't know how to make a video, that don't know how to, like, you can tell they don't really know how to edit, they don't really know how to put together a video. But in terms of like in terms of their knowledge, and sometimes even in terms of like their voice, the way they say things, like, if they knew how to put together a video, if they knew how to like do YouTube properly and they got the right chance, they'd blow up. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream because Eric got to run. Sorry, I just ranted for like 10 minutes to end it. But I just want Destrom to know why I don't like the guy, because I don't think Destrom knew. Maybe it did. Maybe I just ranted for nothing. But yeah, so
that's at least the fourth time you've told that story on there.
Oh me. Yeah, I mean, I know, but like, you know, not everybody's here every stream. So anyway, definitely retell some stories, because, you know, people aren't here every stream. I don't think Doge has heard that one before. So yeah, that's why I don't like the guy. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, chilling with us on this podcast. Good 2.5 hour podcast or whatever this was. We will hopefully have
free agency starting next week.
Monday, you thinking?
Monday at the earliest, yeah. I want to give everyone time to know when it starts.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It'd be cool to somehow tie it in with a stream, so maybe Monday or Friday, if you need to give people time. Yeah. Okay.
I think we should be done by Monday.
Okay. I don't know how we tie that in, though. What do you think? Or do you have to run right now?
We could just basically say that free agency has started, and this is how you make offers, and just have it on video so you can, like, push people there if they're asking questions or whatever.
I was just thinking to break some signings on a stream would be cool. But maybe that can be Friday.
Yeah, because there's going to be... Yeah, I guarantee you there's going to be some people who aren't getting offers in timely, so it's going to be, we're not going to have like immediate signings most likely, except for maybe a couple obvious ones. So yeah, it might be where we start free agency Monday, but we don't announce any signings till Friday, maybe.
That'd be good.
And then on the air, we could be like, all right, so this person has decided, or he's deciding between these three places, and we could do the random number generator on stream, or whatever.
I won't watch something ever on stream. We could do it like behind the scenes on stream.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be dope. And then announce where he signs. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, I think. Yeah, that sounds like a really good timeline. Good plan. Start offers on Monday, and then Friday do some signings. Maybe some follow-up trades, depending on who I can sign. I'm not entirely sure yet, but your boy's going to be active. People's mixing it up right now. But anyway, catch you guys on Discord. This is a wrap for this stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.